What's up guys, Eric Vasquez here from teachmetodesign.com, and today I'm going to be showing you a cool technique and how you can go about creating a long shadow text effect in Adobe Illustrator. Alright, so let's get started. Let me show you guys how to create a long shadow effect in Illustrator. What we're going to do is just start off with a kind of a condensed bold font here. I'm using Bevis New. And all we need to do is basically make a copy of our text here, Command C on the keyboard, and then I'm going to lock this by holding down Command and pressing 2. So now we have a copy of our text that we're going to paste in front. So hit Command F on the keyboard to place your copy directly in the front, and let's just change the color to like a dark gray for now, something like that, okay? I'm going to paste one more copy in the front, Command F once again, and we're going to send it all the way to the back, which you can do by pressing Command Shift and the left bracket on the keyboard, or you could come up here to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. Now what we want to do from here is just hold down the Shift key and press down and to the right a couple of times. Alright, and this will kind of determine the length of your shadow and the offset. So I'm just going to grab the eyedropper real quick to sample that same gray color. And then I'm going to hold down the Shift key and select both copies. So I've got my back copy down here and the front copy both selected at the same time. Now in order to create that shadow effect, we're going to come up to the Object menu and choose Blend, Blend Options. Now by default, yours will probably be set to Smooth Color, but you want to make sure to change that to Specified Steps. Now what I usually do is I'll set this to somewhere around 150, and then we're going to come back up to Object, Blend Make, or you could press Command Option B on the keyboard to blend. Now we still have our front copy of our text here, which is locked, so I need to unlock that, which is Command Option 2 on the keyboard, or you can come up here to Object, Unlock All, and then we want to bring that to the front. So same shortcut as before, but instead of the left bracket to send it to the back, we're going to use the right bracket to send it to the front. So Command Shift right bracket, and that will bring your original text all the way to the front. So now you can move this around and kind of see that effect taking place. Now from here you could select just this shadow layer if you wanted to and maybe reduce the opacity a little bit. You could also give it a little bit of a blur if you wanted to do that. But it's really pretty straightforward as far as creating that effect in Illustrator. You just have to play around with the blend option and the number of steps that you have. So depending on how sharp or blurry you want your shadow, you could apply an effect like a Gaussian blur, but I kind of like I prefer the look of the hard edge shadow here. One other thing that you might want to try out is if you select your blended shadow in the back here, you could maybe apply a gradient to it as well and see how that looks. But by default here, we're not really getting much of a result in the way of our gradient. And I think that's because we will need to outline this or convert this basically from two separate text layers into a shape. So in order to see that gradient effect taking place, you want to come up here to the Object menu and choose Expand Appearance. Alright, and then come back up and choose Expand. Object and Fill, OK. And now it's basically converted all these copies to shapes instead of having live text pretty much. So now you have that same shadow effect, but you can actually see your gradient in there. I'm just going to change the angle of it to 90, and then you can kind of see what's going on here. I want to have the dark part of the gradient kind of come in more. And maybe instead of white, I'm just going to set the opacity to 0. So it's basically fading from gray all the way to transparent. Or go the opposite way and have it go from white or transparent to a darker color. So you can kind of see how that works, although we have a copy back here which is still like a dark gray color for some reason. Let me see what's going on there. For some reason it looks like the copy all the way in the back is still showing up with kind of a grayish outline. See down here? So I just want to zoom in and take a look at that and see what's happening. So there's a copy all the way in the back that was still just filled with a normal gray color. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And now you guys can kind of see how the shadow looks kind of faded off. So there's a few different ways that you can go about doing this. If you did want to change the direction or the length of your shadow, you would need to do that before you convert this or expand it to change it to an outline instead of these two separate text layers. So for example, if I have my blended shadow selected here, right, and I wanted to redo it, you can come up to Blend, Release, and that will basically, return you to where you started. So I can move this copy here and then blend it again if I wanted something like that. And now you'll have your shadow going in a different direction and a different length and everything. It's a pretty cool effect. You can combine this with other text effects for more interesting results, but I had a few people ask me how to achieve this long shadow effect, so I just wanted to show you guys how I tend to do it in Adobe Illustrator. So I hope that you found this to be helpful. If so, please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment if you have one, or any questions below, and go ahead and sign up for our email list, guys, and sign up for the Design Better contest. Right now it gives you the opportunity to do a Q&A and ask me any design-related questions that you have, and I will also give you personalized tips and techniques if you tell me a project that you are working on that you'd like some help with. So I'll put the link for that below in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.